as usual, no promises. And the plan today is I'm going to take a look at, honestly, I can't remember if it's this hive. One of these hives, I got to take a quick look to see if they're running low on sugar. I don't think they are. And there's one hive over there that I need to take a look at. But right now, I'm taking a look at it because it has, what's going on with that one? Yeah, just, I don't know, just something about it doesn't seem right. Miscalculated. Let's see, can you see anything? Oh, here we go. Oof. So that's a little bit of burlap. And I gotta get hive tool. Whew, playing with fire. Okay, I'm gonna put some wood chips in there. Whew. Uh-oh, yeah, I snuffed it out a bit. Oh, that's too much. This is why I like, one of the reasons why I like using a spray bottle instead. You hit the bees with a little bit of mist. It's the smoke, if not better. And you don't have to worry about your smoker going out. Woo-wee. Okay, here we go. All right. How many people are watching? 2 people. Another record. No, I think I had 4 people, or 5 or 6 a little while ago. All right. So this is a pot. Use that for melting beeswax. So I don't know if this is the one I need to check on. I honestly should know this by now, but I'll just take a quick peek. See, that bee's getting a bit defensive, which is good. Always a good sign to protect your home. And this might seem kind of boring. Whoop! But this is what beekeeping is most of the time. Okay. Whew, yeah, I can smell the pheromones. The alarm pheromone. They didn't like it. I'm just going to give them a little poof. I'm just going to, yeah. And with the smoke, you just got to give them, they just got to smell it. They don't need to suck on it. They just say, oh, whoa, whoa, what's that? They smell it in the wind. And 7 people. Wow, this is definitely a record now. And I don't have any, yeah. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, that smells like honey. I think this is a good hive. A good colony living in this hive, I should say. The hive is the box, the colony is the bees. Oh, look at this. See that? I don't know if you can see that, but see that bulging stuff out here? I'll show you. All right. See right here? Where is it? There it is. See this stuff bulging out? That's honey. So I'll just go boop and I'll show you. There it is. See that? That's honey. I just poked it out a bit. So that's a full frame of honey. And we got another, whoop. Okay, I'm just gonna get out of the way for a second. I'll just take a look at my smoker while I'm doing something. Okay, so they're cool. We'll just take a quick peek. I don't want to get them defensive. So there they are. They're just sort of, so all those frames over there that don't have bees on them, they don't have bees on them because it's still honey that they haven't eaten yet. So they're just slowly working their way through the honey. And let's just show you another shot of my smoker. I'm going to put on a pollen patty, or a protein patty, which is this. And it's not really pollen, but it's this artificial protein, and it's made to, you need protein to get the baby bees, get the queen laying eggs and make baby bees and all that fun junk. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of protein, and I'm going to have to, whoa, yeah, they're defensive. All right, I'm going to leave them alone right now. When they're in the defensive mode like that, sometimes it's better to walk away and let them calm down. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna check out this hive. Oof. So I'm not doing anything with this hive, but I'm gonna just take a quick look because there's something wrong. I don't know what it is. I just got a feeling something's going on. They're not behaving 100% like they should be. Okay, I'm just gonna pop the top here. Oh, not even. Okay, let's take a quick peek. Okay. Whoop. Good. So they've got a bit of honey. So they're doing okay too, but they're also. So I don't want to get these ones going because they're just. I feel like it might be a losing battle. With the queen, I don't think is in top-notch form, and there's no point in. Nursing a weak colony with a weak queen is just. It's no fun. I'm gonna smoke these guys just a tiny bit. The bees, when they don't come through strong in the spring, it's almost, you just might as well just give up on them. Well, that's how I feel. Because it's just, you do everything you can to keep them going. But if the queen isn't really healthy and robust and laying well, it's just a losing battle. I'm just gonna give them a little hoot. There we go. See that? Now they just cleared that spot. And I'm going to put the pollen patty right in the middle of them. Now this is where I get stung in the face. I don't have any gloves on. I'm just wearing an old sweater. I probably don't even need my veil, but I'm not from Texas. I don't do that. Oh yeah, look, they're not happy. I'm going to be real quick. Get out of here. Yeah, see, but this is a good reaction. You want defensive bees. That usually means they've got something to protect. All right, I'm just going to. Yeah, I know what a defensive bee looks like. And sometimes you just got to know when to fold them, know when to run. Yeah, they look okay. Yeah, that's not bad. So the thing with this hive, or I should say again, the colony living in this hive, they've got this bottom box. It's a deep, and I'm getting out of deeps. I'm using all mediums these days, and I know they're not down there. And you can see, well, I can see. The camera probably can't see it, but you see that? Hold on. Can you see a little bee in there? There's bees in there. And the last time I did this, you could see the cluster was right here, and okay, hold on. Yeah, and they're there too. See them? Okay, this camera's not good enough. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Come on, there's a bee in there. So the cluster, it's a good size cluster, so I think they're okay. But they abandoned their bottom deep right away going into winter, and I think they're just up here. I think there's honey down there, and I think there's honey down here, but these guys moved up pretty quick. I don't know why. Let's just see what these guys are doing. See, this is the one that had propolis. See that thing hanging off the top entrance? That's a piece of hard propolis. They sealed up all of this with they glued it all together with propolis, which is really nice. These guys are mean, and I'm not going to mess with these guys either. But I'll take a quick look. So this may be the end of the excitement, but we'll see. This is an anchor. I found that down the wharf. Oh yeah, and the way I have my hive set up, this is not standard. There's nothing normal about any of this. I'm always trying different things. I hear about, you hear from beekeepers who tell you, you should do this, that, and the other thing, and this is how you feed your bees, and this is how you should wrap your hives and all that stuff. And none of my hives are wrapped, but I've been around, I guess. I know what I can get away with. There we go. Yeah, they got tons of honey too. I don't know if you can see it, but way down there, those are all honey frames. So they're good. They're really good. They look great. I love them. And I think some people would look at this and think, man, you shouldn't be opening your hives in the middle of the winter. Whoops, doing that is worse than opening a hive by banging the hives and vibrating them. But no, when you're worried about your bees, just if you're worried, if you're concerned about them, don't be afraid to pop the top open any time of the year. That's what I do anyway. I don't wait for specific temperatures or anything like that. I don't worry about chilling the brood. Hold on a second. Because the bees can take it, man. I've completely dismantled the hive once in the winter time and rebuilt it to get a mouse out of it, and the bees did fine. In fact, they did better than almost any colony I've ever had. But let's just see what they're doing with this pollen patty. Yeah, you can see they're digging into it already. So they're going to make baby bees, or more baby bees. That's an artificial way of getting them, get the queen laying early. Though the queen does begin to lay, in theory, the queen lays as soon as the days started getting longer, right after the solstice. But I don't know. Is that really true in Newfoundland? Like, everything is delayed in Newfoundland. But yeah, these queens have been laying, started laying again probably in February, or at least, started picking up in February. But I do have some bees, like, I think they might be sort of Russian bees. They have Russian genetics. And they go into winter with a tiny cluster, and they look like nothing. And they still look like nothing most of the year. And then as soon as they get a whiff of any kind of natural pollen or nectar, they just go, and within a week they're going crazy. But until then, they look practically dead. That was all. I just wanted to check on these bees because there's something weird going on. I think there's either a lot moisture somehow got in the bottom of that hive, or maybe a mouse got in there for a little while and stunk up the place and then left. But for some reason, these bees are not, I can tell they're not, they should be, they just went up, they left that, they abandoned the bottom of that hive like really soon going into winter. And I can tell there's just something going on down there. I can even smell that there's honey down there, and it's been abandoned, and it's actually fermented a bit. I think they ate some of the honey and left it open, and then something drove them up and scared them away. And now they're up here, and they left that honey behind. It got moldy. It got, and then maybe it started to ferment. But the last time I was out here cleaning out dead bees and things, I could just see, I could smell, it smelled like a brewery type of thing. So that's a little bit concerning, but not too bad. Like, the thing is, a lot of these diseases that people freak out about, you think, oh, you gotta get this, that, and the other thing, and treatments and all this stuff. And fortunately, we don't have to do that, too much of that in Newfoundland. But my bees have had nosema and probably other things banging around over the years. But but if they're healthy, though, they can overcome that, right? You don't need to necessarily treat them. Now, this is just Newfoundland. This is not the rest of the world, but you don't necessarily have to treat them. If they're a healthy colony, they can overcome their weaknesses, any kind of diseases that they have that might be slowing them down. Yeah, so it's probably about 5 degrees Celsius. No idea what that is in Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit doesn't make any sense, but the bees aren't flying today. But it's 5 degrees, and I've seen, supposedly the bees don't fly. They need at least 14 degrees Celsius, something like that, to fly and forage. I've definitely seen bees flying at 5 degrees Celsius, and between 5 and 10 degrees. So that's a myth. Okay, so this is the one, this is where I got my famous Dempster pillow. And it's a burlap pillow full of wood chips. And I think the thicker the wood chips, like the less sawdust in there, the better, because I've noticed one of my pillows had a lot of smaller bits, and all the smaller bits sort of fell through the pillow. A little bit of dust coming out of this one, but not too bad. And I've seen people use just old pillowcases for this, and but like really fast, whereas the burlap seems to dry out. So that white stuff down there, that's sugar, and that's it. They've got sugar. Who cares? They're good. But is that the one that I need to check though? Because yeah, it is. It must be. This is the one I wanted to check. Right. Because I poured. I think this is the one. Shoot, I can't remember now. I think this is the one I poured dry sugar in, and I wanted to just see what they're doing with that dry sugar. So let's do it. Change of plans. I've got this duct tape on because there's a big crack there. I added this. Oh frig! See, that's going to bother them more than anything. Yeah, let's try this again. It's flat. But yeah, I added this rim, and when I added this rim, there was just a huge crack underneath it, and I didn't want that extra ventilation, so I duct taped it. Okay, where did I put my hive tool? I'm always dropping my hive tool in the snow, like right there. Okay, let's try this. So I'm gonna just pop this up. Not doing anything. I just want to see. I added dry sugar to this hive a little while ago. I don't think they need it. I don't think any of my bees needed sugar this year. They're doing really well. I've really got that whole thing knocked where you don't need to feed them. Not there's anything wrong with sugar. It's better than let your bees die. But you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm losing my train of thought because I'm getting ready for bees to fly in my face. Okay, this is cool. So, oh no, I'm losing my viewers. Down to 5. Hey Zoe. All right, look at this smoking on this baby. Not smoke, I mean flames. A bit too lit. Most of that smoke didn't do anything other than choke my lungs. All right, let's take a quick look. So these bees aren't losing a lot of heat too. This is early in the day, and whatever heat they lose, first of all, the sun is coming out and it's going to warm them up really good. But whatever heat they're going to lose, they're going to regain it pretty quickly. First of all, because I got a lot of bees in each of these hives, and the more bees you have, the quicker it is for them to reestablish the heat inside the hive. And bees can handle it, man. So there we go. This is, you can see what I had. I took newspaper, poured it over the inner covers, the top bars, and they ate through, the cluster came right up and ate through that sugar, but I don't think they actually ate it. But anyway, I gave it to them just in case, and you can see too, they're all over these frames. They're down below and they're on all their frames, so they might actually need a bit of sugar hit there. And you can see, if you compare it to the other hives that I was looking at earlier, you could see the other hives, there were 3 or 4 frames of just honey where the bees hadn't even moved to yet because they still have plenty of honey. But these guys are, they're filling all the frames, so they're eating honey now, right? So they may need sugar. Hopefully, I don't think I can do much right now other than give them dry sugar. I don't do the syrup thing. I'm just seeing if they're tossing out the sugar. Should we put a pollen patty on the hive on our property? No, don't worry about it. You already have a pollen patty. And I'm talking to somebody right now who has a hive on their property, one of my hives on their property. And no, Zoe, those bees are doing really, really well. They're doing fantastic. I gave them that sugar and they didn't need that sugar. So, but these guys, see these, I think, yeah, it looks like they're eating that sugar, but about a week or so ago, I had a ton of sugar down in the bottom of the hive, so they tossed most of it out. So they may be fine. That just might be them cleaning it out and tossing it out the front door. But that's what it looks like. This is some people call this the mountain camp method. You just take a piece of newspaper, drop it over the top bars, the top of the hive, and pour a bunch of sugar on top of it. Just load her up, and then that's it. And then when the bees are hungry, they'll break through that newspaper and eat away at the honey, and eat away at the sugar. And if they don't need the sugar, they'll just toss it out, which in my case it seems to be what they do most of the time. But yeah, this is the one I wanted to check on, and they might need sugar, man. I don't know. So they've got a lot of sugar in there. So what I'll do is I will monitor the bottom board underneath the hive here, and I can't see it now, but you can see when I get down on my knees and look into that hole, you can see the if they're tossing the sugar out. And if they're tossing the sugar out, then I know they're probably okay. But if there's no sugar being tossed out and it's still up there, then they're possibly eating the sugar, which means they need sugar. So I got to keep an eye on them. And that's what I do instead of weighing the hives. I don't lift my hives at all because I don't want to pull my back out. But anyway, and this Dempster pillow, this burlap pillow full of wood chips, is keeps the bees warm and helps keep them dry too, because any moisture in the hive gets blown out of the hive, out of that hole where the bees are creating heat. That moist, hot air goes into the pillow, and basically it gets absorbed by the wood chips and then eventually evaporates out these holes, and everybody's happy and lives happily ever after. The end. So, hold on. So that's it. Beekeeping in Newfoundland. So I didn't have to do that. Like, you can look at this one, maybe, you know, you could see that they didn't have any, they were up into their top frames of honey, and they hadn't and they were eating their honey, so they're running low, or maybe running low. And but you can see in this one and in that one, and did I look in that one too? Yeah, in that one too. You could see there were 2 or 3 frames of honey on the sides of each of those hives that were full of honey. That one, you remember I even poked the hive tool in it and showed you the honey. So they've got honey. So you can tell they're not running low on honey. So they're good. I gave them sugar and they just tossed it out the door. These guys, though, they're covering their honey, all of their honey frames. So they might be eating that honey. And yeah, there you go. So I have to keep an eye on them. I just got distracted by a bird flying up there. Anyway, let's all go back to our house arrest, pandemic, good times. Good times for everybody. All right, well, that's it. So here's my smoker. It's probably out. Yep. So that's just sort of a... Yeah, that worked out well. So I've been using burlap and wood chips. Burlap to get it lit, and then wood chips to get her going. But there we go. So here's the... Oh yeah, look at that. But yeah, usually you can use newspaper. You can use anything that burns, basically, that isn't full of chemicals. Should be fine. Okay, and so usually what I do at the end of this is I... hold on. There we go. I leave that out. I don't usually put it next to the shed. I usually just put it over there, and where it's not going to catch on fire or anything. But I know it's fine here. But if there's anything in there, I'll let it burn out, or I'll dump it out on the ground and stomp it out. But when you're out in a field in the summer and anything can light up and catch on fire, you gotta be careful with that smoker, or just use a spray bottle. So anyway, I'm gonna go in, take a look at this, and I will post an edited version of this probably tomorrow, because right now YouTube needs to encode it and all this stuff through the Wi-Fi, and it's probably junk. The quality is going to be garbage, but you know, it's sort of instructive. You got to see that mountain camp sugar method, bees digging into that. Oh, and I might need to put some duct tape around that again. But what else? And we tossed a pollen patty on there. That was cool. What else did we do? So we checked on those guys, and they got plenty of honey, so they're good. And we checked on those ones up there, and then they had plenty of honey. So anyway, I'll come back probably on the weekend or the next time we actually have some warm weather where they're flying, and I might give them some more pollen patties. The thing with the pollen patties is you have to stay on top of that. Once you artificially do anything with the bees, that's when you're messing with things. But that's what beekeeping is. Yeah, I might give them some pollen and get them laying eggs. Get the queen laying eggs. Get the queens laying eggs. I can't talk today. I just had a cup of coffee and whoosh, my brain doesn't work. Okay, well, have fun, guys. This is it. Again, this is just a test. I'm testing this out. I'm on the side of my house. I'm probably, not even about 50 feet from my house. I'm getting this off my Wi-Fi, and I want to just test this whole Wi-Fi live stream thing to see if it works. Because if it does, in the spring, in the summer, I'm gonna set up some real heavy-duty beekeeping live streaming and show you how it really goes. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I think we had 8 people altogether, and we got 4 thumbs up. Can I get another thumbs up? No? Ah, screw you. Okay, I'll see you later. And oh, hey, this is Matt Shaw. Hey, Matt Shaw, more bees from Zoe. And another thumbs up. Yeah. Woo. All right, if I ever get 12 people, oh geez, I got 7 now. But if I ever get 12 people, that's when I cut it off. I don't like large groups, you know. I'm not a group person. Anyway, see you later. Good times. Let's see if I can shut this off.